Why am I waiting for these people to come and tell our stories? Why am I waiting for them to give us the platform? Why don't we do it ourselves? I've always been passionate about, number one, travel, culture and people, just understanding societies and how things come together. And then I just fell in love with magazines, just creating this body of work that is also art, something that is a collector's item that you want to keep and collect. So in collecting all of these travel magazines, I found that you hardly find anything that talks about African culture or the African perspective. If you find a travel magazine, maybe they're talking about one city, South Africa, Kenya, or Morocco. You aren't getting the full experience. And then also the narrative, it's mostly from an outside looking in. So you have our foreigners, people from different countries, and they're coming here and they're telling you the African experience. So we wanted to create this body of work where we're preserving our culture. We're putting it out there for people to see. We're documenting our heritage. We're sharing it with the world, and we're sharing it proudly and presenting it in a way that it can stand on the same level as different international publications. So quality was a big thing for us. So we as Lagosians, we know the type of stories that we feel should be told or things that we want to share with the world. So that just felt like an obvious starting point. How it started was I had the vision like in 2016. Like I said, I was collecting loads of magazines and I didn't find anything that spoke about African culture. And I also at that time was working for a travel and city discovery startup in London. And so with that app, they would go to different cities and they focus on that city. And I remember talking to them that, oh, you guys should come to Lagos. Lagos should be one of your cities. And they were like, oh, okay, sure, maybe, you know. And another publication that I liked, I reached out to them. I was like, oh, one of your next issues, you should come to Lagos. Same, oh, okay, maybe. So it just got to the point where I'm like, why am I waiting for these people to come and tell our stories? Why am I waiting for them to give us the platform? Now, why don't we do it ourselves? So from that, why don't we do it ourselves, to actually doing it, there's a long gap. Like, okay, you want to do this thing, how do you start? What I just figured out, an easiest way to start was an Instagram page. So with the Instagram page, got the name Irin, which eventually morphed into Irin Journal. So with Irin Journal on the Instagram page, we're posting pictures from different locations around Africa. So images from Seychelles, Mauritius, Cape Verde, and also not only posting like travel related images, also putting things about their food, little snippets about their history. And throughout that process, I'll find people commenting like, oh wow, I didn't know this, or this is interesting, this is beautiful. So that kind of reaffirmed how I was feeling, that this is really important for people to see our culture and just know more about us and putting it out there. So it's like different people in different parts of the world are reading about our Lagos. They're reading about the creatives that are here. They're trying to shape, the city. People that are surfing, the different communities, learning about the history between Akara in Nigeria and Akara J in Brazil. It's the same thing, but you wouldn't really know that. So we're sharing all of these things that makes Lagos tick, and we're sharing it to the world, and we're sharing it to the world with pride. This is us, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. We decided to publish biannually because we really wanted to focus on each city that we cover. So ideally, the core team will go to this, like for instance, if the next issue is about Addis Ababa, the core team will go to Addis Ababa, we'll get to know the community there, get to meet the creatives, the locals, so we get a feel of the city properly, because it's easy to document something as an outsider and then it's not really what that city is about. So to be able to have time to find the locals, to find the writers, the artists, to reach out to them and say, okay, this is what we're doing, would you like to contribute your work? Because we're not the ones writing everything, it's a compilation of work from different contributors, so photographers, writers, illustrators, artists, everyone's coming together to put this body of work. We're just curating it. So that's why we thought to make it something where we're taking our time to get to know the lay of the land before, we dive right in. And it's not only, Irin Journal. Out of Irin Journal, I was able to form Irin Travels with the hopes of, okay, you've read about the magazine. You've read the magazine, you've heard about Lagos. Okay, now I would like to visit Lagos. And the thing about traveling to African cities is that the information is not readily available. You need to have someone that's there to kind of guide you along. Apart from some cities where tourism has been fully formed for them, the majority of the cities, you need an insider. So the whole idea is like, okay, you want to come to Lagos, can connect you to someone. First, I'll connect you to myself, show you around places you need to be, people to meet, galleries, because you wouldn't find that. So that was also something that came out of Irin Travels, but with everything, out of Irin Journal, Irin Travels, but with everything, I'm still building it as I go on, figuring out as I go on. What Irin is trying to do on a whole is very important to the tourism and culture industry in Africa, to be quite honest. It's to get people to connect with the idea of home, wherever it is, that we're showing people in their own element. So you could find that I'm in Taiwan and someone in Lagos has similar cultural references to where I'm from. Okay, that's interesting. And then also hopefully to get people in government to start thinking of the potential, the economic potential in tourism and in conserving our heritage. There's an article that talks about Badagry in the Lagos issue. Badagry is so important to us, it's so important to Nigeria. Like if you compare it to Senegal, there's the Isle of Gorée and everyone goes there to see the point of no return where the slaves left. There's Cape Coast in Ghana. There are these important places of heritage that they've preserved, and they're inviting people to come and see, come and learn. That is what Badagry is supposed to be for us. But no one's really seeing it like that, so we don't really care about it. We went for print because we really want Irin Journal to be a collector's item. We want you to be excited. Like, oh, the next issue or this issue's out, you want to pick it up, you want to read it, you want to interact with it. So actually with our Lagos issue, we have a puzzle called Lagos Lingo, where it's a word search and you're looking for words. So you can't really do that online. You have to carry it in your bag, read it when you're on the train, just feel that connection and attachment to this body of work. So that's honestly why we went with print. And then also because the magazine is biannual, so it's not frequent, twice a year, get a different issue and then you want to collect it. But in comparison to digital, our website isn't so much telling stories as much. It's not telling stories the way it was before. But initially, that was just the point from Instagram to the website. But the print has always been the end goal, the main thing. So like I said, the website isn't really for stories or interacting, maybe one, but we really want you to, dive into this magazine and to get it. It's honestly a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I know it's just the beginning, to be honest. But the fact that we were able to get this far and we're able to do this, that people from different parts of the world, like right now, we already have a stockist in Barcelona who's bought a couple of copies of the magazine. We have a stockist in Milan that's bought for the Africa Book Festival. We have one in New York, in London. So it's like different people in different parts of the world are reading about our Lagos. They're reading about our history. They're reading about what's happening now. They're reading about the creatives that are here. They're trying to shape, the city. So far, we're happy that people have been excited, when they've received the magazines, and they're also not only saying that it's beautiful, but they're also saying that, they were informed after reading, like, oh, I didn't know about this and I learned, thank you for exposing me to that. So that's, so far, it's been good, so far so good, but we're still encouraging people to buy and spread the word and to get the magazine out there. My name is Ayomide Aborowa and I'm the founder and creative director of Irin Journal, an African culture and travel magazine. Africa to me is untold stories. It's so many things that are waiting to be told with pride. Africa to me is home. It's a land of raw opportunities and it's diverse culture.